Hello everyone, it's Wednesday the 10th today, and we're going to be thinking today about how we have faced some challenges this term, what those challenges have been, and how we have overcome them. We are explorers at the moment, doing a brilliant job. We are really showing ourselves to be the best versions of ourselves by challenging ourselves to improve every single time. Well done. Okay, so this week our question is, how have you faced the challenge of home learning? And as you can see, children, in this learning pit here, we started off really confidently, excited and raring to go. And then as we get down further into the learning pit and things become tricky, we can sometimes feel like giving up at this point, can't we? But I've seen so many children crawling up the other side, having help from their grown-ups at home or adults in school or their big brothers and sisters, and then feeling this brilliant sense of achievement at the other end. So on Monday we focused on this part of the learning journey, didn't we? The end goal. What have you done that's made you feel proud? And today we're going to think about this part here. What has happened in the last few weeks that's made you feel really challenged? What has been tricky? Because that's all part of learning, isn't it? Okay, and let's remind ourselves that on Friday every child is going to have a chance to chat to their teacher and share their achievements, either on Zoom or in school if you're in school, and it's going to be a lovely chance to celebrate everything that we have accomplished this term. So, we're going to be considering what have I found tricky. So I want you to pause the video here now and just have a think about what you found tricky. You might want to use the piece of learning that you chose yesterday to help you, because perhaps you found it tricky to do that initially at first, or perhaps you want to think about a challenge that you faced with technology. Maybe your computer wasn't working, or you needed to borrow a Chromebook from school, or maybe your internet stopped working. Or maybe it's a challenge with your character. Maybe you felt like you couldn't do it at first. Maybe you wanted to give up at first, and that was the challenge that you had to overcome. So have a think about any challenges that you faced and see how many you can remember. Okay, children, so I've thought about a few challenges that you might have had. I've got holding my pencil correctly. Sometimes it's really tricky to hold a pencil properly, isn't it? Especially when you may not have the pencil grip that you use in school, or maybe you've forgotten how to hold your pencil correctly at first when you were learning at home. Another challenge you might have faced is writing every day. It can be really tricky to write something every day, can't it? And to keep going even though your hand's a bit tired, and maybe you'd rather be on the computer playing games. So that can be a challenge, can't it? Writing something every day for our learning journey. Maybe your internet stopped working, and then you had to think, oh, okay, so I'm going to need to learn on paper instead, and maybe I can use a phone to watch my learning videos instead, or maybe you had to wait until the internet was fixed and you had to learn in a different way. So you might have found it challenging to have a new place to learn, children. In school, we have all the bits and bobs that we need, don't we? And at home, sometimes we don't. It might be that you didn't have a table to learn on, or maybe the chair wasn't very comfortable, or maybe it was a bit loud with everybody else in your house trying to learn and do their jobs as well. So adjusting to a new place can be a challenge as well, can't it, children? And maybe you just didn't understand some of your learning and you found it a bit tricky, and that's a challenge as well, isn't it? When we don't understand, it is really easy to give up. So that can be very challenging to keep on going. You might have said something similar to my challenges, or you might have thought of a different challenge altogether, and that's okay as well. Now that you've thought about the challenge that you faced, maybe one or two challenges that you faced, I'd like you to think about what helped you keep going, children. What was it that made it easier for you when you were feeling challenged? Was there anything that you used to help you? Did you talk to anybody? Did you do something to help you, like go for a walk and come back to your learning, or have a snack or a break that might have helped you when you were feeling challenged? So have a think and then come back once you've got some ideas about what helped you keep going in the face of challenge. Okay, children, so perhaps you had a break. Maybe you were a little bit tired and your eyes were getting tired from all the screens, and you thought, oh, actually, I'm just going to go and have a break, have a drink, have a snack and a walk perhaps, and then come back to your learning. That's a great strategy to refresh your brain. Maybe you asked your older brother or your sister for a bit of help. If you've got one at home, that's a good idea, isn't it? Maybe you used a learning resource. Maybe you've got some sticks at home that you use to count with, or some beads that you might have used to count with, or maybe you used a sound mat that you found on Dojo to help you with your learning. Maybe you used a video that I've sent to you and you paused it and you watched it again to help you with your learning. You might have spoken to your teacher, maybe to me or Mrs. Mathis or Miss Broach, if you were really stuck, and asked for a bit of help from a grown-up at school. And another thing that you can do to keep going is to break down your challenge into teeny steps, isn't it? What am I going to do first, and next, and after that? So these are some things that you might have done to keep going, and I'm sure you've got some different ideas of your own as well. Okay, children, so we've thought about the challenges we faced and what we did to keep going, okay? And now I would like you to finish off my STEM sentences. Let me read them to you. I found it tricky when, you might say, I found it tricky when the internet stopped working. To help with this, or maybe you borrowed your neighbour's Wi-Fi code, or maybe you used your grown-up's phone to watch our videos instead. To help with this, I used a different device. So, thinking about the challenge you faced and what you did to help yourself with that. And again, children, there are 3 choices for you. How would you like to share your ideas with your grown-ups in school? Green challenge, you can explain it on a video. Amber challenge, you can ask your grown-up to write the first part of the sentence and you can finish it off. Year 1s, that's a good challenge for you. And red challenge, you can write the whole sentence yourself. Year 2s, you might want to have a go at that. Maybe using the word when, or see if you can get in the word because. Okay, so what challenges did you face and how did you help yourself with those challenges? Can't wait to see your ideas, ready for our special celebration on Friday. See you soon.